my name's CLAYTON and I coordinate Food Futures, which is North Lancashire's Sustainable Food Partnership. As a partnership, we're trying to bring people together across the food system, from food producer to eater to retailer to chef to community food grower, to think about what sort of food future we want to have here in North Lancashire.
I'm Rachel Marshall. I'm part of Food Futures. I'm involved in quite a lot of different working groups. I do various bits of work for the food partnership. I kind of do bits of research that come up, that kind of questions that we have locally that need answering. I try and link it in with what we can do at the university. And I'm also part of Favour Hill, so I do a lot of growing food myself, and I'm also trustee of Egg Cup.
Here today we're at the Lancaster Health Festival Market, and the Health Festival explores this idea of living well. And part of that, we believe, is food is at the heart of a good life, we feel. Food is medicine. How it's grown can build community, can produce healthy environments and people. So today we have a stall over here and we're launching the first edition of a community food magazine called Thrive. And this highlights all the great work already going on in the district around food, whether it's the growing of it, cooking of it, looking after pollinators through to flood management. It's got lots of really lovely stories within it. So we recognise that at the moment we have a food system that supplies lots of food and for a cheap price, but this comes at a cost, whether it's to workers in other countries or here in North Lancashire, through to rising food poverty levels here and issues around access to food. And we see all of these as connected, and so we take a systems approach to food. So we believe that to start tackling these issues you need to work together, and so underlying our work we focus on building collaborative working cultures. We believe that everyone has a role to play, and we just need to find each other's role. And that it's very possible to create a positive food future, and in fact that the vision that has come out in our strategy is already alive in the district. There are so many people doing really positive things around the area.
Everyone likes to eat, and food is a really a celebratory thing you can do, but then you can also start chatting about where the food's coming from, who's growing it, and then realising that you can grow your own food is another amazing thing. It doesn't just come from the supermarket. Actually, it's quite easy to grow your own food, and it's fun to do it with other people. So yeah, I think food is a good thing to bring people together to start discussing what could change, discussing those issues, but also for celebrating. It runs through everything, I guess.
In Food Futures, we have one working group focused around food poverty and access to healthy food, and it's made up, or now called, the Lancaster District Food Poverty Alliance. And they have a strategy for tackling food poverty that seeks to create a ladder of support. And in the first instance, there's a very emergency crisis support that we need to be able to meet and help. So food banks play a crucial role within that. And so donating to food banks, volunteering with them and helping to meet that emergency needs is crucial. But it's not the answer to the issue of food poverty. And so we're trying to create a step ladder of options to support people in crisis for finding their own way out, with lots of support around them, until hopefully people leave as empowered citizens who then can play a role in supporting people in a similar situation. So you have the food bank model, but then we have food clubs that are based on a cooperative or food buying model. An Egg Cup now supplies surplus produce to food clubs. We then see community gardens and community meals and all of these sort of events that bring people together. The more of these community initiatives that are created, the more hubs of support you create around the district. And from all of this, people then have conversations and ideas that we have never even thought about how to address the issue of food poverty in other ways, and listening to those ideas and trying to help make them come around is really important. As part of our work, we are looking to support new entrants into organic farming, or agroecological farming is the word we use. And as part of that, we have a FarmStart scheme that is training up new growers while selling organic produce locally. And one of the sites is at the Whiteland Plant Centre, and we also have a site at Old Holly Farm. And every year we welcome new growers, or people that want to become growers, onto the course.
I'm Ellen. I'm the coordinator for the plot and the FarmStart programme, and we're here at Whiteland in our polytunnel. We're working to a 10-year vision to produce more locally grown fruit and vegetables around the district. So I look after the funding, the training programme and the general coordination. We run a FarmStart trainee scheme which enables people to come and work with us for a year to learn all of the skills they need to both be a grower and to run a small-scale food growing business.
My name is Sam Taylor. I'm a FarmStart trainee, and at this site I'm helping take care of these plants and harvesting food to sell to people locally. I've always been interested in growing food. I like being outdoors as well and being part of the environment. And I've done a bit of this work in the past in the US, so I kind of knew that it was going to be a lot of fun. And I felt like it was something that I could do in the future that was going to be a benefit to other people as well as to myself. I'm starting to see what the links are in the local community as well, and also the resources that are available in terms of space and people who are interested in doing this kind of thing.
We saw with Brexit how precarious many of the food chains and supply chains for food are, and we think it's important that as a district we're able to produce a good amount of our food locally. And actually there's not very many fruit and vegetables grown locally now around the Lancaster district. So the idea behind the plot is to produce more locally grown fruit and vegetables within the district. So we're interested in low food miles, we're interested in healthy fresh produce, and we're interested in organic and regenerative agricultural methods. So that's our commitment to enable us to have a resilient food supply in future.
If you're interested in commercial food growing, go to the Whiteland. If you're interested in anything else around food, like Food Futures is one place, but there's lots of other groups as well. So if you're in Morecambe, the groups that are involved with Food Futures include Egg Cups, Food Depots, Stanley's, the Food Bank. They're all involved in the wider Food Futures work. And the Good Things Collective as well, like we've already started things with you as well. So there are so many people around who can help direct, offer advice, connect you up.
Just being involved in local food projects is a way to kind of link in anyway. We have the magazine, so you can contribute stories to that, you can write blogs, you can take photos and send them in. We've got a Facebook group where you can kind of share what you're doing. It really exists as a platform to link things up that are around food.
Having the idea and having the courage to believe you can create it is the first step. Find other people who have already done the work before to learn from them and learn the mistakes, the things that will make these projects thrive is really important. And then through the Food Futures network, there are people now, we've got a network of people who have done all sorts of food initiatives, and we're very happy to match people up and give advice and help with the sharing resources or maybe even funding to get things going initially. So yes, create the idea that will work for what's needed in a place, find people who have done it before and learn from them, and then find people who can support and help it come about.